Yo, what's up guys, it's Marilli here and welcome to my channel. And today we got more of a casual video today. I'll probably do some more PvP action once the PvP reset happened, which happens always on Sunday for JP. Because I want to see all these whales just go crazy in PvP, so it'd be pretty fun to see me rage. But let's just talk about the strongest PvP teams that's been happening in gear PvP and ungear PvP. And I'll also talk about some sets you're probably going to want to use for these teams. Currently right now is tier 1. We got Lost Vein Meliodas, Blue Escanor, we got Green Gother, and got Goddess Elizabeth. This team has been super aggressive in PvP lately. Like, a lot of people just use Blue Escanor raw damage. You just been like attack slash defense or crit damage, and you just want to go straight for the opponent's like unit. They usually go for the Goddess Elizabeth just to bring out their Merlin, because once you bring out their Merlin, then Green Gotha passive will stop working. But as you can see, people have been starting using Lost Vein instead, just so Green Gotha passive will start. So you just want to probably just do that. But if you go for like, these regular teams like on the bottom where you got the Lost Vein regular ult rush team, then obviously go for Goddess Elizabeth. Because Merlin comes in, that means no more passive, that means no more shield, no more stunning, and they're just going to be pretty much done for. You usually want to probably just go like Escanor attack slash the crit damage or defense. Then Gother is going to be HP slash defense with Fade ult with King. Goddess Elizabeth, HP slash defense, and probably have like Guerrieri with HP slash defense, or I don't know, Demon Meliodas with HP slash defense set. And then you also want Lost Vein Meliodas with HP slash defense set, just because you're basically using him as a CC fodder. So unless it has to be 3 HP slash defense sets on your team, to be honest, if you want to compete in PvP, just because a lot of people go for CC Fu 100% of the time. So you want to at least have like 3 HP sets for your team. And if you want to go for 4 HP set, that's also fine as well. Just know that you're gonna probably lose out on damage unless you're using Green Gotha. No, of course you can just stall with Green Gotha's passive just to boost your attack related stats, but you always want to go with at least 3 or more HP sets for your PvP team. And like I said before, Lost Vein Meliodas team with ult rush. This team just built just the ult rush with Lost Vein Meliodas, and that'll be GG for the game. This team, 2 teams come neck to neck. It depends on all on who goes first pretty much at the time. Because you can always have like those times where Lost Vein Meliodas starts up with his silver card, which leaves him with like 2 gauge. He just move cards 2 times and just throw it out. No, not 2 times, but 1 time, like 1, and then just throw it out, and then throw Goddess Elizabeth shield, which then will reduce the damage. All right, now we on tier 2. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is Ultima JP site. I usually use this for like rankings for the PvP parties, and also for guides. Basically ranking for PvP strongest is usually based on the usage rate. So tier 1 is usually like most of the teams you'll commonly see in higher PvP, usually what a lot of people use. Tier 2 usually for like a little bit one of the more rare teams you'll probably see, but still common enough and also good. Like this for Archangel's party, usually run like all HP sets. Sorry, I usually run HP slash crit damage. Let's see, usually focus on more critting. Using Ludociel passive, so he's gonna do a lot more damage once you get that 40 defense drop on your enemies. Then you got Sariel, Blue Drogue, and Gother. Basically you just ranking up Sariel most of the time while using Droll taunt card, and once he gets the gold card, he'll just nuke the opponent's entire team. As you can see, it sounds pretty inconsistent. As you can see, as you rely more on Green Gother and Droll passive, because if Sariel is done and dies like first turn, then that's pretty much the end of this team usually. Yeah. And then you got also Endurance party. Using like Tarmiel, Valenti, Green Gother, and Gil. Basically just using Tarmiel to nuke the opponents while also having Green Gother take away the gauge. As you can see, this team probably lacks pretty CC pretty much. So if your opponent gets like an ult full team, or maybe ult rushes you consistently, then you'll end up pretty much losing. This team usually tank if you get like a whole stance card. Like I think like gold stance card, you can tank a Lost Vein Meliodas ult if your opponent has like maybe like 1 or 2 cards. It's pretty clutch and pretty fun to use. Then you got the Commandment Party. I haven't seen this in a while. I've seen like Zeldris and Droll like on like separate teams, but Commandment Party really haven't seen that much with Ludociel. But it's still a pretty good team. Zeldris and Droll passes are pretty amazing with the commandments. So you can just see like Zeldris more focused on like a sub position, while Droll is like mostly for like the main party. It's the HP / defense set as well, always for everything in PvP. Cause like PvP is just so annoying, like how it's just based on CC pretty much, which a lot of people get annoyed by, that everything just runs CC food. There's like nothing like different about PvP. It's just CC food, HP sets, CC food, HP sets, and it gets pretty annoying. Tier 3, you got the super rare teams. Usually probably see like lower ladders where people can just like use these type of team. This is gear PvP, by the way, gear PvP. You got Pierce. Yeah, there's so many Goddess Elizabeth around where Pierce just get so counter hard, and because the 1 is out, you can just one shot the opponents like Blue Lilia, and that'll be GG. You got a Festival Party. It's just super inconsistent, and Lost Fame Meliodas just like 1 turns. Demon Henderson, which is why a lot of people don't use them in gear PvP. This team is pretty bad. I'm not saying Festival King is bad, but this team is pretty bad. Festival King just super relies on Demon Henderson. Festival King obviously has like a super strong ult, but because he relies so much on Demon Henderson, he just gets like a bad rap. You got Keo, Green Easton, Riell. This team is just basically made to just one shot your opponent pretty much. You got Green Easton right here just to like stop recovery, stop them from building up the gauge once you rank them up. And then got Red Goater just for attack ceiling on Lost Fame Meliodas. It's a pretty fun team, but just like it's low CC, and let's be honest, who got Keo? Like who regular person just runs Keo and Green Easton? Then you got Mono Red. What can I say? It's based on RNG. If you don't get the Arthur gold buff, you're probably gonna lose instantly. And also the 1 is out, so Arthur usually get clapped pretty hard by the 1. So that's kind of bad, but it's fine. Let's go with Ungeared. Oh, this tier 4 as well. No one uses these teams in tier 4. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna lie, no one uses these type of teams. But you guys, Riell, Critical Party, trash. Interference Party, trash. King Brom. I've seen King Brom like a couple of times, but still trash in PvP. All right, so we got Ungeared PvP. A little bit more, you know, easier. I don't know if it's based upon like without Super Awakening, but these are the type of teams you're gonna see in Ungeared PvP, the most common. Tier 1, you got the 1 team. As you can already tell, super aggressive in PvP. Usually can one shot Lost Fame Meliodas team pretty easily. Just kill him off and he's done. Especially when you got rank ups going to the 1. You got Lost Fame Meliodas at 2nd place. Well, they all the same. They all usually can beat each other out, but you got Lost Fame below. Just basically ult rush team with Lost Fame Meliodas. You just rush your ult. Simple as that. You got Festival King, which is actually really good. It's really good in Ungeared PvP. Festival King. Gear PvP, he just gets super clapped. But Festival King is pretty good in Ungeared PvP. Most people wouldn't want to try to use him just because using a Lost Fame ult rush team is probably a lot more better for you. But Festival King is still pretty good in Ungeared PvP if you want to do that. Then you got the 4 Angels Party. It's a pretty high CC team and super good in Ungeared PvP. So all you gotta do is just throw up the stance card while Riell and Ludociel just start clapping the opponents. Pretty good. Tier 2, you got Commandment Party. Like I said before, when talking about gear PvP, a lot of people just usually don't even use Ludociel, but they use like the commandments like in different position. Like you might have Droll in the front and Zeldris as like a sub position. They usually just throw out something crazy like the 1, or I don't know, Lost Fame Meliodas with Green Goater in the front. Just something crazy. But it's still a pretty good team. It's 9.5 as well, as you can see with the valuation. Just not like common as the other teams. You got Pierce Party. Haven't really seen Pierce Party in Ungear PP. I just see these type of teams. But I guess I'm assuming it's still pretty good. Then you got Mono Red. You're just going for your Arthur buff card, so I wouldn't try to use that. It's very inconsistent. And then you got Endurance. I've played this team before. It's pretty funny to use, but with the one out now, you probably get clapped pretty hard with your Zeldris right there. I wouldn't recommend it. You got Deadly Seal Party. This team just basically for countering ult rush teams, it seems like. But with Lost Vein, with Green Gotha came out, the team becomes very aggressive and killing on Green Eastern. And then you got this Fairy Party. I guess they're missing Red Gotha, but it's pretty funny. Wait, let me go back. I guess they missed the Red Gotha photo right here. But yeah, it's just the or they're missing Gloxina. I think they had like Gloxina right there, but they're missing the image. But yeah, it's just King Room Party. Interfering Party, not as common as well, but I've seen people use Red Merlin when the start of the first day of resets usually. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all it is, man. I wouldn't use. Actually, let me look at the other example teams. You can see Festival King Party is this. They don't usually use Eva Lilia in the front just because Eva Lilia usually does like nothing. But her passive is super good for Eva Lilia. But you usually have Goddess Elizabeth in the front just because, you know, you want to get clapped by, you want to have your revive for Demon Henderson so he doesn't die fast. So I would use this type of team for Festival King. And there's some example teams that if you don't have a certain type of unit, but this is the main team you want to use. Same with Lost Vein Meliodas team. Most people use Green Gotha instead of King, but here's some other examples. What teams you can use. As you can see with the new, this is the main team you want to use. Kyo, Easton, no one cares about this, but here you go. Interfering Party with Red Merlin. Here you go. Pierce. Here you go if you want to use it. Red Mono or Mono Red. Here you go. Endurance. Kyo, Valenti, Elizabeth. Pretty toxic, but here you go if you want to use it. Fairy Party. TD. I knew it had like Red Gloxina for a Fairy Party, but it's usually Red Gotha. And here you go. Some example teams. 10 Commandments Party. Like I said before, they usually have Zeldris weird position, but pretty sure they have him as main. And here you go, some example teams. Critical. And there you go. Pretty much that's it, man. Like, as you can see, the one is like on top of now in PvP. Everyone knows gonna probably get like, they probably going to like power creep for another unit. Probably people been talking about Assault Mode Meliodas. Probably gonna power creep the one out of here, but I doubt it. He's just super aggressive. But like might try to help boost the one team, maybe make PvP more aggressive, less focus on ult, which is the one is basically is like less. He's like less focused on using his ult pretty much. I have never seen the one ult pretty much, unless it's like a bot match. Like only time I ever seen the one ult is like a bot match. But you'll probably never get the chance to ult on like a real player. You're pretty much gonna destroy him just from regular cards. But man, that's pretty much it, man. I'll probably try to do some PvP later today since reset is happening, because that's when it gets a little bit, you know, hectic. You know, all the whales come out. You know, you might see me rage quit. You know, all that good stuff. You know, and tell people GG while throwing a DN emote. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. This is Marilli, and I'm out. Peace.